another important part of our software, which is the bill section. Now the bill section, bills are coming from the client's accounting software like QuickBooks, or it could come directly from our software entered manually. So all those bills are foreign exchange bills. As you could see here, you have British pounds, euros, etc. And you have the equivalent live value in dollars based on where the market is right now. So it gives the client a live valuation of their payables. You have the due dates here with the title of each bill and the beneficiaries. And you have, obviously, if they're past due, you'll have past due by how many days or how many months or weeks, etc. And you have a filter where you could filter by, for example, past due. It will show you only the past due ones, or due this week, due this month, etc. So you could filter by those. You could add a bill. So if you add a bill, you will go and add a bill from here, and you will say, for example, pay supplier in Europe 100K, for example. So we keep the same example. I will have to select the currency, so I'll pick euro. I will add a beneficiary. So here I have a list of my beneficiaries. Again, they only show me the euro one because I picked the euro currency. I could manually add one or select one that's already in my beneficiaries. I would say I will have the date of creation, which is July 29th today, and the due date when I have to pay my supplier by. So we say 29th of August, which is 30 days from now. I would have the option to add a product. So what am I paying for? So I have a list of products that's grabbed from QuickBooks or entered manually. And if I don't see my product here, I could always add one. So I would say, for example, I'm buying shoes and selling shoes. So I would say pay for shoes supplies in France. That's where this company is based. So I will have this product added here. I would just click it. I would say how much am I paying for each pair of shoes in Europe. So for example, paying 120 euros, I'm buying 10 pairs. So obviously I'm paying 1,200 euros. I have other expense. I could add, for example, taxes or anything else. So for example, the favorite one is VAT, obviously, which is the European taxes. And I could put, I could add it. So for example, that will be a full an amount. For example, I don't know, 200 euros. So my total will be 1,400 euros. And you see here the total in euro and the total converted in dollars. I could add an attachment if I have a specific bill or an attachment through, for example, an email or a PDF, and I could add a note. I have two options after that. I could continue with payment or save the bill as is. So if I do save, it will just have a confirmation page again, and it will tell me that the bill was created successfully with the name. We always have an ID for each bill that we enter, so we could track by ID, the beneficiaries, and the due date. Now, if I go to all bills, I will see here open. So on the open bills, you'll see August 29th. That's the one we have tracked that we just entered. And again, you'll have the euro amount and the real live valuation at the bottom. So now, for example, let's say I am on the 29th and I need to pay it. I could go here. You see here, automatically we picked up a clock here, and it gives me a code here, including all fee 1,659, and the amount converted is 1,559. What it means here is the difference between those two numbers is how much I'm getting paid, because the amount converted is really the one from the calculator, which is xe.com or Ronda, etc., which nobody gets, and the code is how much my actual currency provider is charging me to pay that bill. So in one glance, I could see exactly how much I'm getting paid, which is the difference between 1659 and 1559. So in that example, let's say about $100 to pay 1,400 euros. So I could make a payment. If I make a payment, again, it takes me to the transfer page. It will ask me, well, the difference with the regular transfer is that here everything's already picked up. The beneficiary is already entered because it's from the bill. The ID is already entered. The only thing I have to do is two things: pay the reason, so pay for supplies, and then the other things I need to do is the send date, obviously. So if I need to send it, for example, by the 3rd or any time, I would do review transaction and slide to complete transaction. And again, that will load, and just whenever that's processed, it will give me a confirmation that the bill was paid, and it will show it as paid in my bills. With a balance, it should show no balance. So here it says transaction failed. It simply means that the beneficiary does not exist. This is just for testing purposes. So obviously that beneficiary here that we have entered is not a real beneficiary, so the bank doesn't recognize it, which is totally normal. But that's really, you have a better understanding of what the bill section does. So we track all the payables and give a live valuation. And if you go to the overview page, you'll see that's how we get that number here, the total bill due this week, this month, or this quarter. For example, on everything translated to dollars, or the past due also are really coming from the bill part if I click on it. So this is really the bill section.